Imagined starting to count calories, thinking it would be as easy as doing math, and we can use the first calculator online, enter our details, and select moderate for our activity level. We jog 3 to 4 times a week, but instead of seeing progress, we end up gaining weight, feeling frustrated and tired of constantly weighing and measuring our food. We are stuck at eating, say, 1,000 calories a day, but our progress has slowed down while constantly feeling hungry, having low energy, and being miserable. Panicking, we try cutting even more calories and exercising harder, but nothing works. Now we realize that we are eating too few calories and raise the calories and reduce exercise, and lo and behold, now we start getting results again. We must realize that losing weight isn't just about numbers. It's about listening to our body and finding what works best for us. How can one do this differently? Here are 4 action steps you can apply starting today. Don't forget to like and share if you find this helpful. Estimate TDEE. First, let's calculate the number of calories we burn each day, which is called Total Daily Energy Expenditure, or TDEE. We can use a calculator to make an estimate, but here's the trick. Most of the information in the calculator is easy to understand, but there's one part that people often get wrong: the activity factor. You might think it's all about how much exercise you do, but it's not. Unless we are training like professional athletes, our activity level has more to do with how much we move throughout the day, not just our formal exercise routine. Things like walking, fidgeting, and other daily movements actually make up a bigger part of our activity level than exercise does. This is really important because many people tire themselves out with intense exercise, hoping they can eat more. But it often doesn't work that way. Instead, I suggest focusing on how much you're on your feet during the day. Figure out deficit. We may be tempted to slash a bunch of calories to lose weight fast, but beware. Most calorie counting apps recommend a whopping deficit of 500 calories per day, because that's how much scientists estimate it takes to lose 1 pound per week. But this doesn't make sense for everyone in practice, because we are not machines. Not all of that weight will be coming from fat anyway. It's unrealistic to expect everyone to lose 1 pound a week. 1 pound for a 220-pound person versus a 120-pound person is drastically different. If we have more fat to lose, our body can release some of that fat and still be okay. But if we have less to lose, losing that same amount can cause our body to freak out and conserve more fat. This is why our progress may completely stall after the first few weeks, despite eating so few calories a day. So instead of making our calories based on the number of pounds lost, we should make it based on the percentage of our TDEE. A good practice is a mild calorie deficit of 10 to 20%. Going lower than that can cause our body to freak out. Experimentation. So once we have our hypothesis, we experiment by tracking how our bodies respond to eating at this target, considering both physical progress and emotional well-being. This step is crucial, so we shouldn't skip it. We'll need a way to measure our body fat percentage on a weekly basis. Remember, we're tracking body fat percentage, not weight, because weight includes muscle too. If we only focus on weight, we may end up losing muscle instead of fat. Throughout the week, we track the calories of everything we eat and drink while aiming for the calorie target. But remember, we should treat this as an experiment. Trying to be 100% accurate is a big mistake because our bodies burn different calories every day. And we also eat different calories every day. The goal isn't perfection. It's to figure out the average calorie difference needed to make progress. At the end of the week, we do a progress check on our physical progress and emotional well-being. For physical progress, we calculate our body fat percentage again, and the average calories we actually ate over the past week, regardless of the target. If our body fat is trending upwards, we subtract 50 to 100 calories per day from what we actually ate and test the new target for another week. If it went down, great. Then we check our emotional well-being. How hungry did we feel, and what were our energy levels like this past week? We use those answers to gauge whether or not we feel like this would be sustainable. If we were feeling good, we stick to this target. Otherwise, if we have room, we up it by 50 calories at a time to see how we do the following week. It's a big mistake not to take our energy and satiety levels into account, because if we're losing fat, it's not going to be sustainable. If we are miserable eating too few calories, it may shock us to learn that one of the biggest predictors of how likely we will fall off the wagon is how fast we lose the weight at the beginning. The trend shows that losing weight more slowly will result in falling off the wagon less often. Now, it may take up to 4 to 5 weeks to figure out the target that works best for us at both these levels, but once we figure it out, we should be able to stick to that for 3 to 4 months without major hitches. Adapting. Our total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE, can change over time, and that's normal. It could be due to life stresses, hormonal imbalances, or even excessive weight loss leading to metabolic adaptation. Metabolic adaptation begins when our bodies try to conserve energy by holding on to fat, especially when we've been eating too few calories for a long time, or lose around 10% of our body weight. This adaptation is our body's way of protecting us. Instead of further reducing calories, we might need a diet break where we eat at our maintenance level for a week or two, especially if we've been consistently losing weight for 3 months or more. If we're already at that point, working with our body instead of pushing it harder can actually help us lose weight faster by helping us break through a plateau sooner. Don't forget to like and share if you found this helpful.